and welcome to Neuroscience Now. Today we're diving into something we all need, most of us struggle with, and very few of us truly understand: sleep. Sleep isn't just switching off, it's a highly active, essential process that your brain and body need to stay healthy, balanced and functioning. In fact, neuroscience shows us that sleep is when some of the brain's most important work happens. So let's explore why sleep matters, what your brain is actually doing while you're asleep, and how you can improve the quality of your sleep using science-backed habits. So let's start with inside our brain. Think of your brain as carrying a bucket, and all throughout the day you're filling that bucket with stress. Minor things like traffic or a harsh email. Bigger things like conflict, grief or decision fatigue. Even positive stress like promotion or an exciting event still adds to the load. And we call this our stress bucket. Now, if that bucket never gets emptied, what happens? Well, it overflows. And that's when we feel things like burnout, anxiety, have emotional outbursts, or just feel exhausted. We just can't function efficiently. The brain's main mechanism for emptying this bucket is REM sleep, the stage of sleep when we dream. During REM, the brain processes and decodes emotional events from the day. It pulls apart complex feelings, consolidates learning, and helps you feel a little lighter the next morning. So when we say, I need to sleep on it, that's not just a figure of speech, that's neuroscience. So what exactly is happening in your brain while you sleep? Sleep isn't passive. Your brain goes through cycles: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, each with different purposes. In deep sleep, your brain clears out waste products, including beta amyloid proteins linked to Alzheimer's. And this happens through something called the glymphatic system, which acts like a washing machine rinse cycle for your brain. You're also consolidating memories, transferring short-term memories from the hippocampus to long-term storage in the cortex. And let's not forget neurotransmitter regulation. Sleep helps restore the balance. This is for brain chemicals like serotonin, dopamine and norepinephrine. And without sleep, we become more emotionally reactive, less focused, and more prone to depression and anxiety. So it's not just that you feel foggy after a poor night's sleep. Your brain is literally struggling to function. So let's talk a little bit about your body clock and the pineal gland. At the centre of your brain lies a small structure called the pineal gland. It's shaped like a tiny pine cone, hence the name. And one of its most important jobs is to regulate your circadian rhythm, your internal body clock. And this clock tells your brain when it's time to be awake and alert and when it's time to wind down. The pineal gland does this by releasing melatonin, a hormone that makes us feel sleepy. But here's the catch. The pineal gland can only release melatonin when it senses darkness, and it suppresses melatonin when it senses light, especially blue light from screens. So that's why it's important to get natural light exposure twice a day, preferably first thing in the morning to reset your clock and stop melatonin production, and late afternoon sunlight to reinforce that day-night rhythm. Even 10-15 minutes outside can make a huge difference, because without that light cue, our pineal gland can get confused, and we start staying up later, sleeping less, and waking up groggy. So how can we set ourselves up for a better sleep? This is where sleep hygiene comes in. Just like brushing your teeth is hygiene for your mouth, sleep hygiene is a set of habits that supports healthy sleep patterns. Here are a few of the most effective strategies. 1. Keep a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time, even on weekends, helps anchor your circadian rhythm. Your brain loves predictability. 2. Reduce screen exposure before bed. Blue light from phones and laptops suppresses melatonin production. So try dimming screens or switching to night mode, and then ideally stop using them half an hour to an hour before bed. 3. Establish a bedtime ritual, doing the same 2 or 3 calming activities each night, like reading, stretching or journaling, creates a neurological association with sleep. Over time, these cues tell your brain, it's time to wind down now. 4. Avoid stimulants. Caffeine can stay in your system for 6 to 8 hours. Try cutting it off by mid-afternoon. And while alcohol may make you drowsy, it actually disrupts deep sleep later in the night. 5. Manage stress before bed. If your mind is racing, try writing down what's on your mind, practicing a breathing technique, or doing a short guided meditation. This helps reduce mental noise so your stress bucket doesn't spill into the night. To sum up, sleep isn't laziness. It's not optional. It's one of the most active and powerful things your brain does to protect your mental health, regulate your emotions, and help you function. When we sleep well, we think clearer, we learn faster, we feel stronger, we're calmer, and we're more emotionally balanced. So the next time you're tempted to power on through and skip sleep, remember you're not just saving time, you might be sacrificing brain function. Sleep is self-care, it's science, and your brain will thank you for it. This has been Neuroscience Now. Thanks for watching, and sweet dreams.